attempting to pattern and make a bonnet to complete my mid-1800s / Victorian outfit. Now when I designed the outfit, it was meant to be practical and serviceable, working class. A lot of the extant garments that were of the style that I wanted were Quaker garments. So today we'll be again using Quakers as the inspiration to make this bonnet. This is something I made more than 10 years ago as a fun project. I always wanted a prairie sun bonnet. But it's very soft and it doesn't really hold its shape really well, but I think the brim might be a good start for what we want to achieve. Just a simple, straightforward front brim that I think needs to be curved slightly so that it will be angled up and out. So first of all, in terms of size, we can start with this. So I'm going to start by carefully tracing this shape first, and then perhaps making the part around ears slightly longer and judging the curve as well, and possibly just bringing it out slightly. So I'm just completely winging it here. So let's give that a try. It appears that our job is nearly done, but this is very similar to what I'm going for. I might just streamline the rim just very slightly so that it doesn't quite stick out as much. And I'm not sure that I like this quite. I honestly can find very little fault with this pattern. It seems, upon looking in the mirror, to be exactly what I wanted it to be. So. Now the primary materials that I found, this is very Victorian, perhaps a little bit luxurious, but it's faux velvet. Would be quite fetching on a bonnet, I think. And this is some kind of stiff collar material. The only problem I can foresee with this material is its rather awkward nature. But perhaps. Alright, so we will simply put this pattern on and trace and hope for the best. So I have all my layers, and what I'm hoping to do is just sew it all together as a sandwich. Easy peasy. So let's see if this works. I have the velvet and the interfacing, and the lining. And I'm hoping that if I just sandwich it just nice, it's going to hold. Here's an illustration of the stitching. First we have the two layers. The inner layer is represented in pink and the outer layer is behind it with the hem kind of folded over twice. So here's what the stitching looks like from right to left. I hide the knots in the hem itself so that it's not visible in the front or in the back. So the needle comes up from the bottom layer, the folded hem, and goes right on top, just a tiny little stitch into the top layer, which is the lining. From the top layer you'll go back to the bottom layer but diagonally, and it's kind of hidden underneath. Then you come up again, you go to the top, you go down back again, diagonally behind, go up and on top, and diagonally back and behind. It's like a reverse whip stitch because the whip stitching is underneath and you see only the short little horizontal stitches, which can be almost invisible. It goes so quickly and it's easy to do. It takes a little bit of maneuvering and folding to hem around a corner neatly so that you get a diagonal line coming out from the corner. This is known as a mitered corner, and I will post a link to a tutorial in the description box. Essentially what the back needs to be is a big curved piece, so that's what I'm just roughly doing. So we are going to gather, but I'm going to gather by folding it in and then gathering, and that will just be like a basting stitch. So we'll just start here, I think. Running stitches are really simple. They're just in and out and in and out. What I basically did was fold the fabric and do running stitches all along, leaving a kind of tail at the bottom that I thought I might convert into sort of a neck flap for the bonnet, but in the end I just ignored that, and I'm going to trim it off at some point just to have the back piece be a complete round piece. In any case, when I was done gathering the back of the bonnet, I made sure that it would fit the brim, and then it was just a matter of adjusting it on and then whip stitching it on. So it's just a very, very simple stitch. What we have here is the brim attached to the back piece. Put it on. All it needs to do is just be gathered back. So with the neck portion of the back piece gathered, it's time to just attach two simple ribbons, whatever I had on hand, and it's time to try on the bonnet and feel like a real Victorian.